Hey, welcome to Sports Map Houston. I'm Brandon Strange. He's Paul Gallant. You can catch him on the Paul Gallant Show weekdays from 10 a.m. to noon on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5 FM. If you've not hit subscribe yet on this channel, please do that. Go follow Paul as well. He has great content throughout the week. Paul, welcome in. You know, since 2019, it's been a yearly tradition. Astros make the postseason, and then the media writes about the Astros cheating scandal to get clicks. This year was no different. Astros, Mariners, ALDS. Before that series even opens, SI writes a cheating retrospective to make sure that we're all reminded of what Houston did back in 2017. Now, admittedly, the tone of those stories has evolved over the years as the Astros have won more, but the point is to stoke anti-Astros fervor, and the fervor hit new heights after Game 2 of the World Series, whether it was Maldi's bat or even Dusty challenging the out call at second, but it reached peak fervor, I guess, at the Framber Valdez rubbing of the ball conversation. What did you think of Framber Valdez rubbing up the ball and everybody's reaction to it?
Well, maybe I'm naive and maybe I'm a bit of a homer wearing my Astros jersey here, but I tend to believe Framber Valdez when asked about that, asked about changing his pants, about changing his glove, about changing his cleats and belt. He said, look, it's a superstitious thing. It's a Dominican thing. And he also used that to explain why he was rubbing the ball a little bit much. Look, people are always going to try and find ways to pin the Astros down and accuse them of doing something nefarious. This is the latest example, and I'm of the belief that, you know what, we should just say, like, maybe they were doing something just to make people mad that they got away with it too.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I heard some more of the conspiratorial-minded content creators say over the weekend that they think Framber could be doing this kind of stuff, these antics, to get into the heads of the opposition. And that's some next level gamesmanship, and I'm here for it. And it's not like we haven't seen that before. You remember last year, Jonathan Villar thought the Yankees were relaying signs or tipped pitches via whistling. And remember,
Right.
He was yelling at the Yankees bench to stop whistling. And then later on in that series, Lindor hits the home run and he's walking around the bases. Now, it was just kind of dismissive. The Yankees were doing that to get in their head. So we know it works, but it kind of begs the question in this situation. Have the Astros successfully weaponized their reputation now?
They should. Really, that would be hilarious if that's something that they just do going forward. And what else can you do to help out along the way? Is there some sort of extra hand signals that you can have players sending out from the dugout that you can be relaying through your third base coach or through Dusty Baker? I am all for creating more and more paranoia. It's one of the reasons I see a lot of similarities between the Patriots and Astros, not just because New England, at least before Tom Brady left, was able to maintain success and basically start the first round of the playoffs in the AFC Conference Championship every single year. It's also because teams were just consistently paranoid that they were doing something extra to get a competitive advantage. And you know what? Maybe they were with that old Bengals thing that took place. But yes, I am, Brandon, 100% in favor of finding a way to do something that makes every single team think a little bit more than they're already overthinking when you're in a critical spot like we are right here with the World Series upon us.
Well, you know, at this time of year, both teams are looking for ways to get competitive advantages. The Astros have this reputation that's already built in. They don't even need it, honestly, because the paranoia is there regardless, because it's just baseball, and because cheating is so interlaced with baseball that it's just, they're kind of one and the same. But it's a pretty powerful thing, just the suspicion that you think someone has an advantage on you, and then to have, case in point, there was the double play opportunity during Game 2 in which Jordan hits into what looked like it could have been a double play. It ends up just being a fielder's choice because Jordan beats out the throw. Dusty challenges the call to see whether the guy's foot comes off the bag.
Yeah.
And fans were, well, at least some of the people on social media, even like local media people were saying, did Dusty do that to break up the momentum for Wheeler? Like, did he go out? Did he intentionally challenge that to kind of ice Wheeler? Like, the suspicion is so thick around the Astros and gamesmanship. That's pretty powerful, right? Like, that's a pretty powerful advantage, especially given the fact that they also get results.
I mean, Brandon, for God's sake, some people thought that the Astros fans were moving the foul pole on the right field line, you know?
Or the wind.
Right. The roof is closed.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, there's all sorts of crazy things that go on at Minute Maid Park. I kind of wish that they still had the hill in center's field, Tal's Hill,
yeah,
with the flagpole there too. Like, could even add a little extra flavor on top of it. Sadly, they don't have that anymore. They expanded, the whole outfield area, so there's some fun stuff to do there, which I'm actually a big fan of. But anything that they can do to make the Phillies overthink this, I am all for. And you know what? If Dusty Baker was trying to ice Zach Wheeler in that spot, what a brilliant decision.
Yeah. Well, it worked, if that's what he was trying to do, because then Bregman hits the subsequent home run after that. So that's how you know that the Astros are in people's heads, is when even something as innocuous as a challenge on a safe out call is stoking suspicions. I think that's pretty cool. I don't think there was anything nefarious. They'd be idiots if they were trying to do it, considering how highly scrutinized they are now. But I think it's fun. I think it's fun to talk about. I wanted to talk about with you this morning because God knows I wasn't going to talk about the Texans. So I just figured we'd talk about something else. That was fun to talk about. Paul, I appreciate you joining me this morning.